What is up, guys, and welcome to tutorial 12 in this learning series. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about random numbers, and normally a computer cannot generate random numbers, but Visual Basics has a built-in function that allows us to do this, and we are going to get started. Now the first thing I did was I created a new button and a label which you can't see, and what we're going to use is this button to display the random number that it generates. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this button, we're going to double click it, and we're going to load the code for whenever you click this button, do this. Now what I've already did was made an integer named int random number, and now that I've made an integer, I'm going to set this equal to a random number, which is basically we're going to type int random number equals RND. Now what RND does, it pretty much generates a random number, but the problem with this is it only generates a number 0 or 1, greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1. Now you're saying, well, that's not very useful because we can only generate 0 or 1. Well, there's this formula that Visual Basics has came up with to generate a number in between what you want to, say 50 and 100 or 1 and 100, it doesn't matter. And this formula, first I'm going to display what the first one does, and this will be, if I can get it typed right, output random dot text equal int random number, and of course we just could have put equals int random, but we're going to display that needs to go away. What we're going to do it a little bit more the clean way so we could actually save the random number that we're doing. And when you click on this, you will just get 0 and 1, and that's pretty useless to me. And what we're going to do now is actually use the formula to create random numbers. And I'm just going to copy this down here. I don't feel like typing it out. Now, what this means is the highest number that you want to, the random number to generate. So if you wanted to generate a number between 1 and 100, 100 would be your high number. We're going to type 100, and then you want your lowest number. We're going to type 1 because I don't want to do 0. I don't know why. And then we're going to type our low number one more time. Now you're saying, why do you subtract 1 and then add 1? And that makes no sense. To just subtract 1 and then add 1. Well, usually this could be like 5 or something like that, but it's actually it's better to do it this way, because if you don't have the plus 1 there, you'll forget eventually that you need to use it, and if it was like this, that would help the formula, but like this, you'll just remember to keep the plus 1 if you change this number to something like 10. And pretty much, I don't really have to explain this formula, it's just a formula, and basically all it does is generate a number between 1 and, or 100 and 1, and not 100 and 1. 100 is the highest number and 1 is the lowest number. Pretty much just look at this formula, it's pretty self-explanatory. The high number, subtract the low number, plus 1, blah blah blah. Now we're going to run this code again, and what we get is a random number between 1 and 100. And not really. This looks random, but it technically is not random. And what we're going to have to do to make this actually random is use a new function from Visual Basics database, and we're going to use the randomize, I think that's it, yeah, that's it. Now what this does is it really actually generates a random number. Why doesn't RND generate a random number? Basically because computers can't really generate a random number, and this, I don't know why they don't just combine the randomize RND function with this and just work it together. But you just remember that you have to have randomize, and basically it just helps it get random instead of just RND, and it makes it actually random. That's all you need to know. Now we're actually going to run this again, and you'll get a little bit more random. Actually, this is random in general, and the first one was not random because that first code, R&D, will always repeat itself eventually. Now this is random. You can keep pressing this button and you should get a bunch of different numbers. And that's pretty much all on random numbers. I hope to see you in the next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.